Yes, good morning, everybody. I hope you are having a good morning. We've come to the end of the week. Today is Friday, the 15th. So we'll start the screen. This is Euro USD. We want to see exactly what we expect to be happening. So yesterday we had a trend line from this point here. So we mentioned that as long as the price does not clearly break below this trend line, which is the support here, there was a support here, there was a support, then yesterday the price came back up to this point, but then it couldn't break below. So following this bounce off, we actually expect price to continue to the upper side. So the best place where the price may be going up to is actually this level here. If you're on this chart now, you should be looking for buy positions. Expect price to move probably up to this point, where if it goes above, we'll simply wait for pullback, then a continuation. So if you don't buy it here around this point, you can still wait and buy it when the price breaks beyond this red line here, the one I'm currently at. So we move forward to our next symbol, GBP USD. This is a sell. We have an active downtrend, and the trend started when the price could not break beyond this resistance. We had a resistance around this point, then the price went down, it came back as a resistance, and then as I'm speaking now, the price is below a very significant support, which is this one. So we had a support here, there was a break below, and the previous day's candle, but it closed below the line which I've just drawn, which means we do expect price to proceed much lower, expect it to go up to this point. So just some move to the lower side, then a retracement, and then a continuation towards this level 1.1456. On the 4 hours, we have the same downtrend, like the price is continuously moving to the lower side. This could be a contracting wedge formation. If you check this properly from the 4 hours, this is a possible contracting wedge formation, which means as long as the price is held within the two lines, we expect it to proceed to the lower side. So simply wait for just some pullback to give you a clear sell signal, then you sell it up to the previous day's lowest low, which is here. So in case the price breaks below this low, we expect it to proceed much lower up to this level here, the one we're having on the daily chart. For the next symbol, we have USDJPY. USDJPY saw there's a similar shape formation, but these are the levels you need to focus on. We have this here, and then we have one line here, then we have a shape. Okay, what this means is, should the price fail to break any of these levels, the line at the top and the line at the bottom, we are only trading reversals. That is, we'll wait for a sell from the top and wait for a buy from the bottom. Price breaks any of this, that is, if the price goes above the upper trend line, we'll simply wait for retracement, and then we pick a buy up to around 111.282, which is here. On the other side, if the price breaks below the lower trend line, then we expect it to sustain itself below this level 105.676, where we'll expect a move like this, a break below, and then a retracement, then a continuation, which means this should be a good place to look for a sell from. It bounces off from this point, expect it to proceed down, and it should break below that level, retrace back, then continue downwards. If it breaks above, it should retrace down and then continue up to the resistance, something like this. If it breaks above, then we are simply going to wait for retracement, like that. So this is a very good place where you want price to break beyond, retrace back up to the top, which we just mentioned. If the price fails to do this, then it may do the other side direction. So we look at the next symbol, 100. Yesterday's candle closed as a bullish pin bar. This candle here, this is bullish pin bar. And so as I was saying, if you're on this chart now, you're supposed to look for buy positions, and we do trend line here from the bottom. So it may not look really good, because I want to draw this one, and then I'll add the next one like this, and then I'll add even the other one from the top. Okay, so basically these are the levels we want price to get to. If the price can pull back up to this level, this is a buy place. If the price can go back up to the lower one, this is a very good sell place. So you either wait for price to come back up to this point for us to sell, or the price needs to move down up to either this or this one for us to look for a buy. And in case the price breaks any of these levels, then we do expect a continuation to that direction. That is, if the price breaks above, expect it to proceed to the upside. If it breaks below, expect it to proceed to the lower side. So we'll move forward. We'll look at the next symbol. We look at is Brent oil. This is Brent oil, and as you can see, the price basically went beyond the trend line. We wanted it to go above. We had a trend, if you can remember, we had a trend line there, and then we also had a trend line from the bottom like this. Then we mentioned that if the price could break beyond this trend line, we also had a trend line here. Not only did we have the one at the top, we also had a trend line here. So we said that if the price breaks beyond any of these levels, then retraces back to the same place, that could have given us the correct place to look for a buy from. So that's exactly what happened. The price went beyond the upper trend line, and then it spiked much higher. This means we are still upwards. So if you're on this chart now, you actually are supposed to wait for a pullback up to this point. Wait for price to retrace back up to the red line, which I've just placed on the chart. Then you're supposed to pick a buy position. Expect that buy to take us up to this resistance, at least up to this resistance, and we also have a resistance here. Then we need this gap to be filled of the next level here. So technically these are the levels we want price to go up to. The price should move up to this point, or up to this point, or up to this point, or up to the last one, this one here at the top. We'll move forward to the next symbol. We'll look at gold. So gold broke beyond the trend line we had on the 4 hours. We had a converging wedge formation, this one, which the price technically broke beyond. So following the break above this candle here, the price broke above. We are yet to see any clear retracements. So we want price to pull back up to the same place where it retraced back up to, it broke beyond up to this point. Just a second. We need price to retrace back up to this point so that we take a buy position, which means this should be the correct place to look for a buy from. So following this breakout, expect a retracement, then we pick a buy position. So the target should be actually based on the weekly. We may not be able to see it here, but the target is based on the weekly. So first of all, the price should to this resistance, then break beyond, retrace back before we can continue. So thank you very much. That should be the end of today's webinar. If you do have any questions, kindly feel for me on the chat option so that I'm able to respond to them. So thank you. See you.